my name is EJ Massa. It's been a while, so how about we just jump right in? The 4th episode of the 1st season. Let's do it, finally.
Oh wow, Bran is walking around, and he's following a raven with a glass button glued to its head. Turns out, it's just a boring fucking dream. Theon comes in and informs Bran he has a visitor, and gets the local giant simpleton to carry him off.
Every castle has to have a giant simpleton. I mean, you gotta. How would you carry all of your cripples around? You couldn't.
Robb welcomes Tyrion with a standard Stark assholeness. Ned's taught you well. Tyrion asks Bran if he remembers anything. Like, did you happen to see any, incest or anything? Maester Luwin's like, nah, that'd really fuck up the plot if he did. So, Cripple Kid, do you like riding horsies? Horsey ride, horsey ride, horsey ride. I designed this thing so you can ride them. Horsey ride, horsey ride. It was originally designed to have sex with him, but I made some modifications. Don't ask any questions. Horsey ride. Good boy. Wait, you did a nice thing, even though I was a bad man to you? Maybe I should treat you better. No thanks, I'll just find some whores and boil some denim.
And I love boiling denim and banging whores!
Tyrion and Theon have an interaction in order to inform the audience of Theon's backstory. Come to think of it, many scenes in the show play out like this. Sass and backstory. Sass. Sass and more backstory. Sass. Sass and backstory. Sass. Sass and a self-deprecating remark, and sass. We are then introduced to Samwise Gamgee. He's fat and designed to be the most pathetic character on the show. Really, really pathetic. And man, props to the casting director for finding a guy who really embodies that pathetic charm so effortlessly. Jon takes pity on him, and how could you not? Those big brown eyes, doughy body, neck beard. You know, your average Redditor. Jon defends him from all the internet trolls. Come on, Sam, you're gonna have to come up with your own dank memes. The Khalsar arrives at Vaes Dothrak, and we know this because our resident narrator Jorah tells us so.
Vaes Dothrak.
Seriously, this guy's voice, it's the perfect role for him. He even narrates some of the Game of Thrones short stories.
Sir Criston was a comely young knight of 23 years. He first came to the attention of the court when he won the melee held at Maidenpool in honor of King Viserys' accession.
You should download them, listen to them.
Masturbate.
Then he's like, can these horsey boys really conquer the Seven Kingdoms? I don't know, but here's some backstory. Hey, didn't you sell slaves? Yes, but you see, I did it all for the Nookie. The Nookie. So you can take that cookie, etc., and so forth. Fred Durst. Then we get some skin-crawling sexposition. This guy is obviously very handsome and his acting must be great because I am seriously revolted.
I've seen a man who could change his face the way that other men change their clothes.
Checking, Hagar, are you going to the whorehouse again?
Anyways, this girl's very dragon horny. Until Viserys figures out a way to screw it up by being a jealous asshole and ruins it, like he does in every scene he's in. Sansa seems to have grown 10 feet since the pilot. Sansa's like, I think Joffrey hates me. Why do you say that, child?
Don't touch me.
Just a hunch. Continuing to be a Debbie Downer, Sansa's like, hey, my grandfather and uncle were murdered here, right? Also, I hate my father. Yeesh, I gotta get this girl some Prozac. Ned is sick of all these expenses piling up, but Varys is like, yeah, but Ned, this party be dope. Furthermore, my whores are getting fucked good. Oh, that's great, guys. It's great. Ned talks to Pycelle, who informs Ned that Jon Arryn was browsing Ancestry.com before he died. What was he doing on there? Look, I've already talked about his browsing history more than a bro should. Ned suggests that maybe Jon Arryn was poisoned. Poisoned? I don't know. That reminds me, did you know Varys has no dick? What? Ned finds Arya standing on one foot, talks about dancing on water, and wants to study cats. Oh shit, what have I done? So what's up with my brother? He's just a worthless cripple now, right? No, that's not true. He can become an engineer, or a computer science major, or perhaps shack up with a psychic grandfather in a root cave. Really, the possibilities are endless. Are the possibilities endless for me? Nope. Sam joins Jon on his watch duty and tells him about his father, who likes football, Bud Light, and disowning his obese sons. And then Jon says, hey, will you be the Sean Austin to my Elijah Wood? Sam takes it as a compliment because that Sam is far less fat. Littlefinger informs Ned the extent of the spy network. That kid, spy. That old man, spy. That woman, actually a marine biologist. But that woman, spy. In fact, political intrigue employs 90% of King's Landing. Littlefinger then gives Ned some hints on the case. You know, Littlefinger, maybe your accent isn't that bad after all. Distrusting this accent was the wisest thing you've done. Oh right, I forgot about this Jory guy. I could have sworn he was a book-only character, but here he is. I gotta lay off the booze. Can't remember obscure Game of Thrones characters. Basically worthless. Ned checks out Littlefinger's lead and, oh my god, this Gendry kid? He looks just like Robert. Could it be? No. Robert's having an affair. Jory has some screen time. This is Jory's screen time episode. Yay. I have lines. I'm speaking to one of the main characters, whose name is in the opening credits. Oh, face it, you're just a glorified extra. No. Okay, guys, you can be Merry and you can be Pippin. Does that mean I'm Gimli? Nah, bro, you don't fit into this Lord of the Rings metaphor. Not even Gollum? Not even Gollum. So on the trading yard, this guy is getting mad at these shenanigans.
You think this is funny to you?
Definitely not as funny as your brother, man.
What's the easiest one? It pays every time. You win every time. You give 1 of paper against 4 of coin.
Guess what? Viserys is mad because of some stupid fucking reason. Everything sends him into a blind rage. Everything. He's a good king. Then he's like, you are not as good as horsey men. And that makes him mad too. Who would have thought? I don't know. Is it just me or is Emilia Clarke's acting better in this first season?
Maybe it's because in the first season, she's riding the line between vulnerable and strong woman, while in the later seasons, she's just strong woman, which might not be as effective given her range.
Sam and John, just 2 nerd virgins, bonding, scrubbing, having a tussle. Nothing weird about that. Uh-oh, they're in trouble. And this guy's way too real. Like when your grandfather has too many drinks and starts talking about the war.
Come the winter, you will die. Like flies.
I wonder how Steve Brule would handle this situation.
This one's easy.
Uh-huh.
They're both hunks. Check, please.
So Danny and Jorah come to the conclusion that maybe, just maybe, Viserys will be a bad king. It's a thought. We should consider it. Oh shit, a real man. Sorry, I'll contain myself. Littlefinger comes along and explains how he got his nickname. It's definitely not because I have a tiny dick. Why did I mention that? It's definitely not that.
Start that damn joust before I piss myself.
Cersei's obviously so attracted, she has to go change her panties. The first mountain. It's good to see him. You see, he left the show to be in the Hobbit movies, only to be replaced by a CGI character. Jousting, sports, fun, a family activity for the children. Littlefinger has some exposition about the Hound in the Mountain.
In the books, the Hound tells the story directly to Sansa, which I found much more compelling, so I'm not sure why they did it this way.
Especially all the interactions with Sansa and the Hound in Season 2, it could have made their relationship more compelling. In any case, Sansa's crush doesn't like her, people are getting lanced, creepy guys are telling spooky stories. King's Landing is turning out to be a real drag. The Queen meets with Ned. Cersei makes a series of belittling statements, because, Cersei. And Ned's like,
I was also trained to kill my enemies, Your Grace.
As was I.
oh, man, you ain't kidding.
Run, Ned, run!
Cat is at an inn when, whoa, look at this fucking plot. Tyrion walks in, shit, what a coincidence. And that leads to this badass scene where she points out all her allies. Oh, that sigil of Harrenhal? I know Lady Went, the Red Stallion, Brackens are like fam to me. And I can tell from the trash on your head you call hat that you're the dirty weasel boys. Anyway, she apprehends Tyrion in this awesome dramatic scene, and it felt really awesome at the time.
With the gift of hindsight, it's almost cringeworthy. Her husband and daughters are in the mouth of her enemies, and she apprehends the kin of her enemies? Oh jeez, maybe a little impulsive, Cat. I'm not saying that everything bad that happens is her fault, but it's pretty much her fault. You deserve this. So wow, an intrigue-filled episode. I'd much prefer an episode like this, one with mystery, shadowy motives, threats, and drama scenes than, say, a Battle of the Bastards type episode, which, while very visually stunning and definitely amusing in its own right, left a lot to be desired in the writing department. And I'm not saying all the old episodes are brilliant and the new episodes are all a piece of shit. I actually enjoy them both for different reasons. But it's great to go back to revisit the intrigue that set up all the action and motivations in later seasons. So in conclusion, this is the final paragraph where I have to come up with an ending of some sort. Maybe I'll say something pithy that wraps it all up. Maybe I'll make a joke about alcoholism. Or maybe I won't know what to do and I'll end this very abruptly.